Over the last couple decades, many companies and institutions have been working together to lay the foundation for the new financial system, with much of this work flying under the radar. You are now tuned in to ShookFocuz, and it is time.
Previously on ShookFocuz.
City Connect. Quite the name, huh? Especially when you consider that we've been talking about Visa B2B Connect lately, and they both were just happen to have been built on chain core. From the last video, you should have caught the shot of the Visa and SWIFT integration. But here it is again. Visa will migrate its connection to SWIFT through Alliance Cloud, a scalable, secure cloud-based channel for connecting to SWIFT's network. Bringing it full circle though, that's right, you guessed it. According to what Citi presented at Services Investor Day 2024, their financial institutions using Citi Connect can also interface directly with the SWIFT financial messaging system. Chain is in the game. Onyxcoin was a pioneering blockchain infrastructure company that partnered with Visa, we know that, NASDAQ, Citigroup, Capital One, Fiserv, Fidelity, and Orange and other leaders to explore how open financial networks could improve the security and efficiency of markets.
It's time to shake the focus up. Sick of being sick and tired, tell me if you had enough. Yeah, it's Shooks in the building now. We ain't missing nothing. We gon' catch you if they gotta run.
What is good, y'all? What is good? Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another episode. And in this one, we're gonna be talking about Orange. And this is a backer that we probably should have covered a long time ago. But before we get into that, of course, the Focused Army roll call. What is up, Patreon and Telegram members? I appreciate y'all so much, man. YouTube channel members, y'all already know what it is, man. And of course, big shout out to all our new watchers, subscribers, likers, commenters, man. Welcome. We're creeping up on 2,000. Go ahead, break all the buttons. And let's get into this. All right, so we're kicking this thing off with this article from 2015. You got to go back to know what for it is. It's just what it is. Visa, Citi, and NASDAQ invest $30 million in blockchain startup Chain.com. So Orange didn't make the headlines, but as with most things, we find that the most important players typically don't. Paragraph 2. Additional investors include Capital One, Fiserv, and French telecom Orange, the last of which hints at the potential for the blockchain to power mobile payments. The company also announced that former American Express CEO Jim Robinson III has joined Chain.com's board of directors. So Jim Robinson, first off, we know about the JP Morgan experience. We know about Coca-Cola, and he also has American Express. I may just start following Jim Robinson as an investor, like straight up. And then this other piece here is kind of important. The Series B round of funding brings the San Francisco-based company's valuation to nearly $150 million. So Chain was worth $150 million back in 2015. That's definitely important. But we want to stay on track here. This mobile payments piece. Why would they say that? This why. Orange Money Web Payment, M-Payment 1.0. So something about this before we get started is that this page was actually built in 2017. It's not going to affect why we're here, but it matters for context. And really starting off right here, you're going to see e-commerce in Africa boosted by mobile money. E-commerce is growing significantly in Africa thanks to local actors and major international retailers. However, this growth has been slowed down by the lack of available payment methods. Cash continues to be the preferred payment method, and card penetration is very low, and PayPal doesn't offer cash out. So that's why it matters. Things have advanced a little bit since then. We know it's been all kinds of fights over currency and stuff in Africa, so things are further along now. This is where it gets interesting, and it only gets hot from here. Orange Money enables major market players to accept online payments. It was designed for web merchants, but other types of services can also now benefit from the web payment M service. Tax collection, donations, and school fees. Yes, the IRS. But what I liked about this is this web merchants and online payments. Very interesting when you're investing in a company that's aiming to be the backbone of Web3. Let's get into some more of this heat. The Orange Money Web Payment and Payment Service is dedicated to merchants, whether they already possess an e-commerce website or not. These merchants just have to sign up for our solution with an Orange store in their country of business. They must be officially registered retailers. Orange Money merchants, fully KYA, all that good stuff. As this is an extension of the Orange Money service, the same limitations apply as with any financial service. It must be approved by the relevant central bank and is subject to strict regulations on security and fraud prevention. Orange Money is part of a restricted ecosystem with limited API exposure to ensure compliance with these necessary rules. Please contact for registration and compliance rules. This to me would indicate that Orange does or has worked with central banks, would it not? But before we go there, there's one more thing I want to get from here. Let's scroll down to the bottom of this one right here. This image right here, connection on an e-merchant website, and then you got the purchase, the cart, blah blah blah, and then you got the payments piece. Payments means are MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, and Orange. All four of those are connected to this project. So you got MasterCard, which we know Citi and Capital One are invested in this project, and they're part of the Master Charge family. We've been all over Visa. Like they gonna owe us so many flowers with this Visa stuff when it all rolls out. Like, it's gonna be crazy. And then PayPal, we got Dubois, who was part of the PayPal Mafia, was also an investor and former board member of Chain. And then we have Orange, who's an investor. Like, it's the circle of friends here. The circle of friends. Oh, my goodness. So, and then this right here. They request step 3 of this simple instruction for end users. What step 3 has is so important. They request a temporary password with the Orange Money secret code via the Orange Money USSD service on their mobile. So I was like, what in the world is Orange Money USSD? Well, it turns out that Orange Money USSD is a service that enables users to perform financial transactions via mobile phones, right, that don't require data connection, but you must have these codes. And we see here it's got the Botswana and Liberia location, so we know Africa, that lines up. And it's got USSD codes. Why is it calling these things codes? That sounds like language that something else would use, right? And that's because they are the preferred partner of SWIFT.
Hello there, my name is Gregory Pedron and I'm probably the new Global Account Director for SWIFT. I might be new on the account, however I'm working with an awesome team that has more than 20 years of partnership with SWIFT. Impressive, right? And I'm sure that you know also that we are an accredited network partner for the SWIFT community. But did you know that we are also a cybersecurity partner? Indeed, since 2021, following SWIFT requests to the CSP attestations independently assessed, we became a CSP assessment provider, which means that we can help you to enhance your compliance with SWIFT security requirements and provide you strategic recommendations. Let me introduce you Johnny, our CSP expert, who will provide you more insight about what you can expect from Orange Business to carry out your CSP assessments. Over to you, Johnny.
At Orange, we aim to add value to our customer, and this is also true with the SWIFT CSP assessment. How do we achieve that? The experience gained by our incident response team helping customer 24/7 is leverage for our assessment. For example, the Orange set blocked 45,000 rogue websites last year, and we have 8 set, 14 CyberSOC, 18 SOC worldwide, powered up with more than 2,600 security consultants and engineers. The Orange Cyber Defense Division is one of the most respected cybersecurity research companies, publishing papers, studies, giving presentation and training at the most recognized security conference in the world, like RSA, Black Hat, DEF CON. And we enrich those technical skills with business consultants. They are helping customers to improve their control process to detect timely, unauthorized, and fraudulent payment attempts. This combination of experience, skills, and expertise is probably unique in the context of SWIFT CSP assessment. We have prepared a webinar presenting our approach in detail, and we will share the most prevalent weaknesses exposing companies to fraudulent payment, based on our experience of conducting dozens of those SWIFT assessments. The most common weakness is the interface between your back office and your SWIFT Alliance solution. Here in the middle, you have a middleware on FTP server. Most of the companies believe it is very secure. It is not in almost 80% of the case. Such a situation exists despite being audited for years. And the vast majority of our customers have discovered significant weaknesses when having a CSP assessment conducted by Orange for the first time.
Okay, so the sound on that video was a little low. I had to raise their voices. It was just produced with low sound. So if you had trouble hearing it, there's just a few key takeaways. Number one, they've been working with SWIFT for over 20 years. Two, the CSP assessments that they conduct are a potential barrier to getting approved. And three, 80% of the companies that apply think they're secure, and it turns out that they're actually not very secure. So we're going to finish up this Orange business with a piece that explains that partnership just a little bit more in terms of like, okay, what are you actually doing? So Orange Business is the preferred SWIFT network partner for your Alliance Connect solutions worldwide. As the largest network partner of SWIFT, Orange has the widest reach and geographical coverage in the world. Orange delivers SWIFT Alliance Connect solutions, silver and gold, in over 100 countries, operating the connectivity of more than 800 SWIFT end users worldwide. SWIFT infrastructure is the cornerstone of international finance. It allows banks, financial institutions, and corporations to make payments and other secure transactions irrespective of the countries which they located. And because it's such a pillar of international trade, the critical success factors for SWIFT are reliability, resiliency, risk management, and cost control. Orange brings together versatile and secure solutions that respond to SWIFT's and the end user community's needs. And then this last part about the connectivity, our SWIFT solutions include connectivity, consultancy, and integration services. With our extensive portfolio of IP-based network services, including the industry's leading MPLS-based business VPN service, we offer a full range of SWIFT connectivity packs, from fully dedicated leased lines to fiber-based, DSL-based, and satellite connections in order to bring the level of flexibility and resilience your network requires. So they are like, they got the lines, literally like the internet lines that connect to it. They're in the infrastructure that these payment rails run on, the physical infrastructure. Like, this is nuts, y'all. And then, just the icing on the cake here, I went over to CryptoRank, and it turns out that Orange, they're listed as a tier 4, but XCN happens to be their only investment. All right, so finishing up here with the socials, we got Onyxcoin trading at just below 2 cents. But again, zooming out, looking at this picture, this is like nothing. But we see that we still got some tokens that need to get out into the supply here. Checking out over on X, they got this announcement here about the polling. Maybe we'll do a live stream and talk about that. We may actually do that before this video gets released to everybody. And then of course we got over here looking at Chain, powered by Sequence, and this to me indicates that they just gassing up the rockets. They just gassing them up. Lift off 2026. They just gassing them up. And we're gonna go ahead and end this thing with a question. Does Orange still work with SWIFT? You know what my answer is. What's yours? And until next time, don't get shook. Stay focused. And I'm out.
This is mission critical infrastructure that's powering money movement, asset records. It's cryptography. It's expensive because it's really hard. But to answer your question,
You're right, our protocol does not have a cryptocurrency, and the reason for that is we don't need one because the cryptocurrency or crypto asset, its purpose is to provide an economic incentive to a decentralized operating group to keep going. And we don't need that because we already know who's going to run the business on that. And that's not to suggest that there's anything wrong with creating new cryptocurrencies. Again, I think it's just such a different context. It's hard to compare them. And I think over time, especially this year, I think one of the big trends is they'll converge more than people are expecting.
They'll converge in what way? Sorry.
They'll converge in the following way. We have different payment networks and financial markets all around the world, quite fragmented. There's very little mesh or interoperability between networks. So right now, for example, if you're in China and you open up the Alipay app and you want to send money out of China, do you know what option you have? Do you know what it says in the app? It says Western Union. So, I think that is going to change. I think the interoperability between, say, WhatsApp, if they ever have payments, and Alipay will be something that looks somewhat like a public blockchain.